November 1943. During Operations Rumyantsev and Kutuzov, the double Soviet counterattack that eclipsed the German attacks at Kursk, the Red Army has gained a massive amount of terrain. The front line has moved hundreds of kilometers in the past few months. After a last push on the east of the Dnieper, the Soviets have now regained all territory east of the river. The Germans have decided to set up defenses on the west bank, naming this the Wotan Line. Even before construction work is finished, however, the Soviets are already across the Dnieper at Lyutezh, north of Kyiv. Stavka launches the Lyutezh offensive operation, which widens the bridgehead. From there, the Soviets break out to the south in a wide sweep around Kyiv. The German 7th Army Corps has no choice but to fall back west, abandoning Kyiv completely. Brushing any opposition aside, the 3rd Guards Tank Army leads the way toward Fastov, a railway node south of Kyiv. This particular city will need to be taken and all enemies removed to deny them a chance at regrouping. In this mission, you and your trusted comrades will lead the way south into Fastov. You will need to heed the lessons that were learned during the street fighting at Stalingrad to pull this one off. Most roads to the center seem to have been blocked thoroughly. You will need to flank the enemy if your troops are to reach their final objective, which is to eliminate the enemy's core position in this part of the town. Good luck.
Welcome back, Commander. We're in the outskirts of Kyiv today, fighting the war that never ends. Mission's a fairly simple one. Get to the centre of town and capture it. There's some food, apparently, if we get there. A big dinner. A blessing. Resource meter 2000, so again I'm going to have to start spending stuff. And the fight's on, right at the beginning. We're going to take the first square. We've got a little joy. All these troops are engineer troops. They have body armour. Yeah, body armour. 1942. 1943 or something. But also, more interestingly, watch this. We've got flamethrowers. Some of the troops, at least one troop unit has a flamethrower, and some of the tanks are flamethrower tanks. The big KV I can reinforce the flamethrower tank, and I think this T-34 flamethrower tank is a one-off. I don't think I can reinforce him. Now the map's essentially a big spiral into the centre. We're going to go all the way around and then in. I sort of think everything's so small it'll be in mortar range of each other. If I just set up a mortar point here, get anyone on the map. Might not be true, but I'm going to give it a go. Ooh, what to choose to buy. 1,000 left. So I've got my ammunition supply. Can't live without my ammo. Got a mortar. Town square seems pacified. This is where the troops come in. And I'll set up a mortar base with some ammo. Then advance under the cover of it. Not sure what to expect. I was, you know, bazooka guys in Windows. RT would be hell. Yeah, we'll have that little triangle as our mortar base. There's 2 mortars. In the go. Get the ammo truck. In it goes somehow. Oh, the guy's got out. Get in. Lazy. And from here we'll start our advance. I want to have a look around the corner. I'm going to chuck some men behind these sandbags or up on this wall. Just to open up the line of sight of that road we're looking down now. I don't want any surprises. I don't want to just drive a tank around the corner and have it explode. So the infantry will be going ahead of the tanks in true Suicide Squad manoeuvres. I've had something out there. Oh. So I'll loot those bandages while we're here. We can as well. I'll take it. Not above robbing the dead. They'll never use it. Oh, well, no. Shot a couple of guys. So let's back them up. That big artillery should be able to cover the whole road for quite a while. He'll do. These guys can just buddy from cover to cover. Hopefully all the way down the street. Let's see what happens. Oh, there comes the resupply for the AT. The artillery, rather. And some tank support. So we're going to get some kind, you know, like a rolling block. We'll have infantry in front of tanks, in front of artillery. Head on down the road. Once we've got a decent formation. I'm going to send them up. Oh, hang on. What's that? Pack 40. Should be outclassed by this artillery beast. Seems slightly out of range. Let's get him just smidge forward. That's it. He's in range. Somehow so fix yourself, boys. Once he's reloaded, we'll give that another pop. Right, he's reloaded. Didn't get him. We have another reload. There we go, reloaded, fire, bam, got you. Okay. Let's advance up to the first corner. Let's, as well reload the boys. And then we'll move our block down. Want to get the mortars in on the action. Look at the crew getting back in the T-34. I had to order another crew. Somehow, that cannon killed the T-34 without damaging it. It just killed all the crew. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I've got some more crew. They're back in. The metal beast lives to fight another day. Some fresh meat inside, installed.
Так точно.
What's that shooting at us? What is it? Oh, him. And some guys behind the wall where the cannon was, or is. So I'd like to get some tanks up close to deal with that, but there is this left turn in the street before then, and I want to get eyes on that there's not some kind of ambush waiting for me as I drive past. God, I heavy armour. Seems my artillery doesn't like you boys. Perhaps you should leave. Oops, just saying. I asked you nicely. Remember that. Yes, we just get these guys to scout ahead just for the first corner. There's a courtyard on the left. I'm going to secure it. Keep going up to that cannon point. I'll spawn another tank crew and we'll use that to man the cannon. There we go. This is next target. Just to pop in there and make sure it's clear. Going to be an assault, tank assault. Just going to go in there heavy. Shock and awe. I do like these flamethrowers. Flamethrower tanks, brilliant. The British ones in World War II had a trailer. They towed a trailer behind, full of flamethrower fuel behind the tank. Don't know if flamethrower fuel is more special than it's probably, is it like napalm, sugary sort of petrol? Don't really know. Seems to work now, look at it. Seems desperate to point his cannon. These tanks are desperate to point their cannons in the wrong direction. Thanks, Igor. Name to please. So, I think this is secure, but I'm going to set up a mortar base in there and leave some troops and stuff to defend it. Sort of after like breakfast. We're going to set up a mortar base in there and leave some modest troops to defend it, just because I don't really know about counterattacks. I don't know how this mission's going to pan out. Whether I have to worry about what's something coming in behind me at any point. And we'll work on the next corner. Troops are there, they got line of sight. See something at the crossroads. And I think we'll chuck some troops across the street. Ready, get the tank crew ready and in position to man that cannon once I'm sure it won't explode the second they stand next to it. And if that works, we'll try a heavy tank, something that can take a couple of hits. KV. We'll stick a KV out in the road and see if he survives the ordeal. First things first, we'll get the reload. Let's bring the KV out. Send him back to the ammunition gun to reload his anti-tank gun. They use them if the AI use the anti-tank guns as a normal rifle, as an anti-personnel gun. If you don't tell them not to. Right, so is he going to explode? Or is he going to dominate? That fella down. Here's my new tank crew that I'm going to send down to the run that cannon. Nice commanding position in the road. Move the mortars up. As I said, we can move them into here. I'm hoping it's got range over the next couple of streets in there as well. I'm hoping that's like a properly aggressive mortar spot. Also, I'll leave those troops with it. Because as I said, I just don't know if it's going to get attacked later, or you know how these things are. Nice and keep advancing. I want to sweep out to the right hand side of the map, get any possible high ground. Get some better firing angles on the next corner at the crossroads and down the street behind the crossroads. A nice wide angle on it. So the tank over there with the cannon. Again, working on wide angles. Troops are gradually advancing. We'll start moving the formation up once we've built the formation. And the usual formation, which will be artillery, preceded by tank, preceded by infantry. Once we've got that kind of a line, we'll start advancing it. Pretty damn effective versus infantry, that flamethrower. So glad we got them. I'm really enjoying them. Cannon, yeah, not doing much. See if you can get a better view up there. Should really have infantry in front of him, but he is a heavy tank. I hope you can take the first hit and get out. Some ammo. He loves ammo. Thirsty. Oh, that by the way was my driving. Look how fast that was to get through there. I just went, I enjoyed that. Yeah, taking manual control of the units obviously makes them behave much more efficiently. But it's not very, but it's very time consuming in terms of micromanagement. So just once in a while, there's a traffic jam or something like that, or a tank duel. Right to get in there. Right, so open that up, boys. Go and have a look down there, see what you can see. Somebody found something. The tank's sorted out. Oops, should have left, mate. Should have left when I asked you nicely. Sneaky bazooka backstab. Had my tank rushed in. I looked at that tank, I think if he'd have rushed in, he'd have had a good chance of winning. Right, now it seems clear. Infantry falling behind, get to the front. And we'll advance everything. Time for you all to move up. Let's get him a peek at that corner where the bazooka infantry were, see if there's more for him to flamethrow. And I just can't help but crush things when I'm driving a tank. Love driving through the woods and I love knocking down trees. Oh hello, what's this? Oh, anti-tank gun. Got the arty, see if we can deal with it. It's just, that's it. Did it get him? I don't think it did. Oh well, I don't know. No, they're still alive. Quick forward through, reload and fire again. You can hear them repairing, so they definitely got damaged by it, even though it missed. Reload, fire again. And then while it's reloading, sneak them up a bit. Hope that their repair doesn't come too quickly. So, drop it there, please. That's it. I can see bits of gun flying off. Smashed. Right, job done. And I'll bring everything up. Rinse and repeat. Oh, he took some damage to his gun. Fix it. Yes, son, don't wait to be told. The next tank I bought is a tank on tank. Is not a flamethrower tank. It's the more expensive variety of tank. I know why it's more expensive. The flamethrower tank, it looks much the same. Yeah, that's another one of those. Doesn't hurt, does it? Double the artillery. Some extra ammo for it. Now let's try and cross the road. Let's see what's beyond that cannon. Some more slacker infantry hiding at the back. No, you go at the front. The same. Enemy tanks approaching from the south. Quick look at the map south, that's straight down the road ahead of us. Got a lot of guns aiming that way. Let's be hopeful. Just checking all my anti-tank guns are set with anti-tank ammunition. Their first shot. And yes, all of them are. I'm firing it. I'm hitting it. Is it ping off the top now? Nice face on that. Missed your best shots, boys. commander behind that bullet shield survived that one. I think it's just war of attrition. You've just got to sit here and win. Somebody's got to go through, right? Can't be stuck. APHE. Do you think that stands for anti-tank something? Armour penetrating high explosive, maybe? I'm thinking it's an anti-tank round. Hoping it is, otherwise. Right, there we go, you're in range. Hit him with bigger. Oh, made a big ringing noise, but didn't do anything. Got two of these now. Let's stop jiggling around advancing forward. For some reason, he's jumped out. Why did he jump out? Go back in. So willful. Disobeying orders. Get you to the gulag. Or back to prison. Oh, that's done, hasn't it? I think that's it. Maybe not, we're still firing. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. We're going to try and capture that, of course. The next bunch of infantry to go and reconnaissance, reconnoitre down the road of death. And then we'll send the tanks in. Oh yeah. So I bought some more tanks. That's a crew for the stug. We're going to fix that stug and stick those boys in it. This is where ultimately we've got to go, a big all the way down to the end of the street. Turn left and follow the spiral all the way round to the centre. I'll send the troops up the sides, I think. That's how it's supposed to do, isn't it? That's how they teach you in army training. Found someone. Oh, I found someone in the windows. Some roof campers. Get them, boys. Everybody hates roof campers. One falling out the window. Dude. And let's back them up with some armour, some bigger weapons. First. It's pretty clear. On this trench wall, on the other side of the building to our left is the food. Or at least the cul-de-sac, the blocked off street with the food. It's pretty well defended, this street, and seem to have a mortar. Pretty sure we're getting mortared. If you get a glimpse of the left, you'll see there's some tanks down that street. There, look, Panther tank just disappeared. Lost line of sight of him there. Behind that barricade, Panther tank. Thank you very much. I'm not going to sit there. Keep in line of sight while the Panther tank shoots them. That's not smart. He can heal though. It just seems to be out of sight, which is why the mortar's not firing at him. But if they go close to the barricaded street on the left, something sees them, and then the mortar shells start coming in. Meantime, we can get that going. It's not ready, is it? Of course, it's not. He loves his spanner. And I love to have his spanner. Now, at the bottom of the street on the left, there's some kind of anti-tank system, like a Marder, maybe? A mobile anti-tank gun. Probably shoot at him any second. That's the mortar. Get him to safety. Oh, did we smash a wall down? Accidents will happen. Just didn't drive through the car park. At Tesco's. One of those. Supermarket. Foreign viewers. Tesco's is a supermarket. This big old car park full of cars. Driving a tank around in there could turn extremely expensive and highly comedic. Oh, that's a video that'll go viral. I see he's got line of sight. We can't get over those barriers in the wall, but I can kind of see into his inner defences, his inner circle of the spiral. There's some kind of big gun up there around the concrete circles, and some entrenched people, sandbag people. I'm thinking it's an 88 gun, which means I want to attack it and take it out. Yeah. So there's an 88 gun on the mini-map. You heard it. I'm going to get some mortar rounds in there to take this out. That will save me a lot of deaths later on. Although, by the looks of it, I've lost my man. The guy who's giving us line of sight has disappeared. See that? Highlighting, nothing in there. Ah, there he is. He's dead, he's unrevivable. So he got hit by an 88 and his body armour didn't work. Can't believe it. Wasn't rated for cannon. So cheap. I mean, those look like pretty good shots, right? So let's see if... let's risk another suicide guy and see if those mortars shut the 88 down. So give some line of sight. Take the mortar off. Set the mortars to fire at location, you know, just to bombard a spot, rather than if I leave them with no orders, they shoot any targets they can see. But I can also give them the unit to fire at a specific location, which is what I've done for the 88 because it was out of line of sight. There's no 88 shooting back, so I think it's done. Let's have a look and see what else we got. So here's our main advance. And we've got to get past this overlooking street. We know that there's a Panther across and to the left. We start seeing it on the mini-map, look. There it is. And we also know that down the bottom, look, right down the bottom of the street on the right, here, some kind of Marder or mobile cannon, self-propelled artillery, tank killer. So haven't got mortars, can't do anything about any of that. To get to backstab that self-propelled artillery would involve going all the way around going all the way around the spiral of roads, the traffic system that's set out like my local town's traffic system in such a way that getting from one side to the other by car is the most time-consuming way possible. You know what they're like. That's why I need a tank. Drive that through town, park where you like. Go up the wrong way up the one-way street, who cares? Talking of which, I'm just going to smash some of these because I've got a tank if I can. It also, I'm trying to clear this road, so when I ask my AI to bomb down here in tanks and reinforce me, they don't just have a big traffic jam and go, oh, I'm not going past that car, or gum up and slow me down. Honest, it's nothing to do with me, just like drive through. Right, so this little tankette, anti-infantry, I bought him for the special purpose of sneaking across this gap in the road. He's so low profile, I think if they see him, they won't be able to shoot him with their tank guns. He's going beneath. Seems to be working, seems to be working. The mortar's still after him. I'm hoping that if I snug up against this wall here, the mortar won't have the angle to land bombs on him. So that big artillery piece doesn't have the mobile artillery piece I've got, my 152 cannon. You see him here looking down that street. Hasn't got the angle to fire over this barricade. There's nothing he can do about it. It's going to have to be, wait for it, a tank duel. So I brought this tank. It's the most expensive tank. Okay. Oh dear! Accidentally hit it. Somebody's lorry and crushed it. So I bought this tank, 650 MP. It's the biggest tank and most expensive one I've got. And I'm going to have it's heavy armour. It's a KV. So it's meant to take a few shots. I wanted to crush that one because it's got infantry behind it. We're going to tank duel. This is it. Tank versus tank destroyer. And only one can win. And my gun's facing entirely the wrong direction, so that's the sort of positioning I want to start the fight from. If I get a good camera angle, I'll take control. Okay. I have control. Let's get some armor piercers. Yep. This is loaded. Let's turn the turret around. Look how slow that turret is. Crank it faster, boy. Also look at the machine gun sticking out the back of the turret. Be advancing a bit prematurely, but let's try. So down the end of the street, about there. See him? Mortar's on me. That's him. Can't quite have the angle. Barricade. Got him. That was a good direct hit. Or at least, I don't know if it killed him, but it was definitely a hit. So I've got the angle. What do you think? No, he's still firing. That's it. Decrewed. Got him. So next thing I want to work on is this mortar, this annoying mortar that's by now, that's destroyed the tankette somehow. Has killed at least one guy. And so I think to get him I'm going to have to take the next street. I think I'm going to have to go around the corner and cut inside. I think he's on the other side of the house to those two dying tankette crew here. I think he's on the other side of that house directly up, you see what I mean? There's a kind of cul-de-sac, and I think that's where the mortar is. I'm going to work my way to that. This involves doing a speed run across this street. There's still the Panther. I don't want to have a slugging tank duel with the Panther, I just think I'd lose it with these tanks. So just doing a speed run, just running over here. So the Panther shot at us there, look, missed us. I want a great line of sight with the Panther. Dominate this street corner, turn left, dominate that street, turn left again, dominate the cul-de-sac, taking out the mortar. Action, that's what I want. In the meantime, if you could just make sure you're out of line of sight of the Panther. Get shot in the bum. I've got the tankette on repair. And there's a medic coming to pick up tank crew and any of the revivable infantry I've lost to the mortar. More roof campers on the other side of the crossroads. Tanks found them. Only a matter of time. Star points for that movie dive. Oh, yes. It's my spare infantry. I'm going to just stick them up here to get some line of sight. Just trying to open up as much line of sight as possible. I'm also, again, a little bit aware that there might be some kind of counter-attack later on in the mission. Might hit a trigger and the enemy have come in from behind or whatever. Something to stop that. We'll get the medic in for him. Both of them. See on the mini-map, look, those guys behind the barricade have found a load of reds with dots on the other side of that barricade. And they'll work on degrading them. I'll probably get them a mortar. I'll probably buy them a mortar soon. Got a lot of resource. And just leave it there with them to pop off the enemy over time. Don't want to micromanage it, just want to, you know, set it up and let it get on. What was that? So I was advancing these troops in the mortar fountain. I'm trying to use the tall buildings as cover from the mortar, you know, so this arc of fire can't go over them. Not sure it's all that successful, to be honest. There's my medic. Get to work. Know what to do. And let's heal and run. Don't stick around there because that's where, yeah, they really don't stick around there because they've got your number. Now, bought a new tank and critically a mortar, so I'll set the mortar over there. This tank is shooting down that street, it's found some infantry. He's also, I'm hoping, baiting the mortar. I'm hoping that the mortar just concentrates on him because look, he's a KV tank and really doesn't care about mortars at all. So I'm hoping that he attracts all the mortar fire while the rest of my army can get on with something. If he happens to shoot some men on the street at the same time, all the better. But they're behind barricades and really quite hard targets. Later on I'll get yet another mortar and I'll stick it in that position, and over time I'll just get them all up. So we're ready for an advance. We want to take this corner. Every time I don't manually control them, they face their turret to just the world's stupidest place, like some previous enemy. They've got no line of sight with. And the threat's obviously, look, the threat's that tank down that road. Well, he doesn't want to look there. Oh, he does now. So, tank duel. Another one. Tank Duel 2, the sequel. What have we got here? So KV against Panzer IV. My money's on KV. KV's got pretty impenetrable armour and the same kind of gun, I hope. Although this guy's getting to fire first. Because he disappears out of line of sight, I can't fire first. I only see him after he's fired. Let's retreat a bit. It's got like manual control, so I'm just driving backwards. You can't see that. Right, let's try again. KV moment. Shoot him. Oh, that's a win. Duel complete. So that boy's won 2 duels in a row. How many tanks does he have to kill to become a tank ace? Is it 5? 3? 5? Don't know. Water's still going. Annoying. Oh, I think we should push. He is, after all, my tank ace, so he can't be defeated, can he? Look at this cannon. Instantly he's found something obscure to face his gun at that isn't the street ahead where presumably all the threats are. If this was a co-op game, I'll put this flamethrower tank in to see if these flames would arc over the top and get these guys, but it won't. It's going to have to be a mortar. Can't see. Anything else doing the job? Right, the mortar's definitely, however, shooting at them, so these guys, these infantry, might as well come in. Tanker. Back in the game. Uncrewed 88, thank you, and uncrewable. That's like scenery, not a usable gun. That's the face in the right direction. The tank gets a bit more serious against infantry. Much better equipped. It's a T something or other, not, I don't know, I call it a tankette, but it's actually got a name. T60. Light tank. You can't see from this angle, but there is a mortar in there. If you look at the minimap right now, you'll see it killed it. Right, so silence the mortar. Good. Let's get round this street. One, two. That's an 88. Listen, you can tell by the sound. The thunder of the after the bang, there's a sort of thunder. It's distinctive 88 noise. Can't see him, but it is an 88, and I don't want to fight it in these tanks. Going to bring up the mobile artillery to have a pop at that. Here he is, not far away, all the way up there. That's where we've got to shoot, from all the way down here. Let the duel commence. 1,000-yard stare. He's got to move up. He's got to get up to 200 meters range of this thing, which is behind the sandbags here. With a clicky. That's where the 88 is. He's got to get all the way up there, drive a train, so I'll manually drive him. Pop a high explosive somewhere near, kill them all. Right. Let's kick it off. I think we're almost there, almost in range. Oh, whoops. Crushed that truck. It was a big accident. I couldn't see what I was doing. I thought I'd try a trick shot, which would be to fire a cannon shell against the corner of the wall there and see if the explosive blast was in range of the tank crew. Spoiler alert, it's not going to work. So instead, let's just get it right. That's range. That's the target. He's right under. Hey. Okay, I'm pretty sure by the screaming and the bits of flying metal. But that's the 88 butchered. Once these guys can come out of their hidey hole, and the advance can continue. Bring the troops up. Can't man it, more's the pity. Tank destroyer spotted in the southeast. Look at the minimap. Down the bottom of the street we're going down. Okay, so tank destroyer coming this way. Let's get these guys off the street. Let's get them into backstab mode. You can hang on to the right. Tank head, you're just cannon fodder, so get yourself out of line of sight. And then the mobile cannon has already found him. Should hopefully give him a run for his money. Stay there and blast at him. There's another elephant. Look at one War Thunder. I think they call him a Ferdinand. And they call him a Ferdinand in this too. In all my old picture books of World War II, out as a kid, they were called elephants. Yes, picture books. Imagine having picture books today instead of, books of the internet, or a TV screen. The bookshelf is now entirely decorative. Hitting him. Is he shooting back? He's not shooting back, is he? Maybe he's been detracked and is... Can't get the angle, or maybe he's just aiming at the wrong guy. He's still alive, he's still active. That one ricocheted up. Tank men, order some tank men. I'm planning on capturing that one too. So he's... Has that done him? No, I wasn't watching. No, he's still active. I'm pretty convinced at this point that he doesn't have any tracks, and that's why he's not firing back. So with that in mind, I might sneak my tank attack up. Still trouble, we'll finish him off with infantry since he's mobilised, hasn't got machine gun. There's a welcome change. That's my mortar on his infantry there now, not his on mine, so over time that'll degrade. Might as well just leave them to it. These guys can start being the front line. Tank's finally been deployed. Surely, yeah, no, it's empty now. So we get a tank drop there to fix it, and that will become our Ferdinand, not elephant. Ferdinand. Elephant. Elephant! Of course, it's an elephant. There, that's a tank tree. Some of them need to go in there. That took some leaks, as it happens. My tank case took a pasting. But I can't give him that kill. I don't know what killed it. Could have been him. He was in the fight. I suspect the artillery got him. You're not tank case yet, mate. Get back to work. Then we'll get those boys repairing. And then we'll advance to contact with everybody else. So to the left, a bit worried about what's in this kind of courtyard, I don't know, plaza, I don't know what you call it. Oh, look at the knee map. There's a cannon in there. It's an 88 sound, I heard it. It's an 88. It's an 88 and it's picked a fight with Tank Ace. Who I was withdrawing, but he's killed the 88 before I've had a chance to drive him to, to show his cowardice. Well done. Good lad. Medal. You're a Tank Ace. Go on. We'll get this guy in there and he can mow up the... I don't want him to reman that 88, so let's get some infantry busters in there. Oh, tank. Oh, got him. Got my tankette. It's Roomba! Big mobile monster mortar. I don't want to take him face on, so what I'd like to do for the Broomba is to get behind him. There's if we fight our way down the street behind this elephant, Ferdinand, elephant, we'll be able to come around behind that Broomba and hopefully pop him in the bum, blow him up. I don't want to go face off. I don't want to face off with him. It's just, you know, it's a big old blast. You saw what it did to the tankette. While they're healing, we'll advance. Sorry, while they're repairing, we'll advance the army. We're getting quite a long way away from start now, so there's a lot of shuffling to do to get all my troops to keep up with me. I'll get on with it. By the time he's repaired and we're ready to move some more, hopefully I'll have some more hardware to support us brought up to the front. Well, just in case he's out of ammo, but he's definitely out of toolboxes. I know there's one in there. Right, let's advance. Using our new found elephant. There he goes, look, that's our resupply coming by. Just zooming past the panther trap without getting shot by it. So far so this is so good, really. It's been going pretty well. It's been a fun mission to play. I like not having... Most of this engagement is with a small amount of units. It's controllable. I'm not having to fight one army versus the other army and never being there with my mouse on the unit in the action, because there's 20 units in action. Pretty much every fight, every gunfight, every gunshot, I can be the guy controlling it. And this mission's been quite good fun. Very manageable. Very micromanageable. And reasonably winnable, you know, as long as I'm cautious and going at a good pace, moving in formations and stuff like that. I'm really not taking a lot of damage. I lost a few men, a handful. There's Brumbar, he's not looking this way. Hey, you're in trouble, mate. You're in trouble. Get that. That's what I wanted. Okay. So the courtyard, or whatever your plaza that Brumbar was in, needs pacifying. There's a lot of roof camping people in windows all around it. So I'd like to send some troops in there just to shoot them up for a bit. While they're doing that, we'll advance. Get some more reserve units, some more resupply guys. And then we'll take the top of this road we're looking at now. Turn left, face into town. And have a fight. And have a scrap in the centre of town. If we win that scrap, the food's not far. Soon be breakfast time, boys. Yes. What do Russians eat? What's a Russian food? Beef stroganoff? Is that Russian? They're Soviets, not just Russians. They could be eating plov or some other obscure Soviet tribe and food. Something with dumpling. Yeah, no, I've not been to Russia. I don't know what they eat. They eat vodka and bullets and gasoline and possibly hard things like that. I might capture that ATA again. I still don't know if we're going to get hit in the back at all. There's going to be a counter-attack. So don't hurt to man that. Have it ready. Probably wise to kill the infantry first. Roof camper. I watch a lot of Rust videos. They're very entertaining. I don't really play Rust. I bought it. It's one of these survival games where you build your base, you upgrade from stone axe to saw light machine gun. Player versus player. And just people being really mean to each other. It's a game where people are insanely mean to each other, and I don't really get off on it in terms of playing it, but in terms of watching the YouTube movies, oh my god, I love it. Yeah, I bought the game, got my money's worth out of watching the YouTubes, not from playing it. Right, so that town scare's pretty pacified. We'll man the ATA. Might wipe out whatever last stragglers up there. That top story, look, there's a flamethrower tank in, I hope. Probably just a normal tank. And then we'll continue the advance. I'm going to go down this street and then I'm going to turn left at the top. There's something at the top. There's some guy at the top of the road. I'm going to try and kill him first. Yeah, I'll go left at the top where those concentric circles are. That's my destination. It's almost the finale. My penultimate target. Oh, TIE tank on the east. Minimap east. It's to the right. TIE tank to the right. Stug, I just want you to leave. To be honest with you, it's a tiger. Leave. And leave quickly. Really quickly. There he is, look. Here he comes. Stug, you can do it. Get out of there. Don't slug it out with him. No, I've got a traffic jam. He's come right at the time when I've told all of the tanks to drive out in the middle of the road. So now I'm having a big traffic jam and a panic. So we'll set up a side stab. We'll set up so hopefully the Tiger has to drive past the top of this road side on and get barraged by all of my tanks at the same time. And we could try sniping him face off with the Ferdinand. Elephant! Ferdinand, because he's right there, look. And he's got an ATA himself and it's pretty heavy, damn heavy armour. He's got a good chance. Wait, done. How about that? And capturable. Excuse me. Yeah, nice. So, capturable Tiger. went according to plan. He did that. He did the plan thing. A bit rare. So I'll get some guys out here. See if the road's safe. Good tank crew. It's not safe. There's a cannon on there. He's just hit my mobile artillery. I think I'll decrew that so that he stops firing at it and he gets a chance to get there. Let's just get in quickly, see what damage it's got. I really need to get those guys out of the AA. Loaded and killed. Right, charge. So we're going to do pretty stupid tank duel. We're going to do the Fury. We're going to charge the anti-tank emplacement. Tanks I've got KVs, okay, we should be able to take a hit. Right, so much for being able to take a hit. That wasn't the tank ace, that was some other tank, honestly. Tank ace is invincible, he can never die. Oh, that's it, it's done. They've got it. So we're going to move into this square and we'll pacify it. Slack all the tanks, hopefully some flamethrower tanks. It's the middle of all that infantry. And a bit of tank shot to get this under control. Meanwhile, we'll fix up the Tiger, continue fixing up the Tiger and repair that damaged mobile artillery. Marine man it all. So we've now got this town square with the concentric circles that look like enemy at the gates. That scene where he first becomes the sniper, where the guy convinces the other conscript to give him the gun or give him the bullets, and then from a little inside the town fountain he shoots the, I don't know, German officer who looks like there, except it's in Kyiv. So I get rid of the roof campers here, and then behind the wall that those roof campers are in, behind that building, is another courtyard. That's where the food is, and there's a panther there. There's a fortified panther. One that's been, you know, that I'm going to sneak past at the end of the road, been giving me trouble all this time. I think it's a given we're going to win. Unless they counter-attack, I think we've got it in the bag. I've got all of this resource, got more tanks than I can shake a stick at. Tire's looking pretty good. Looking ready. Let's get these boys in. Mop up the square. I don't think everyone on the square. I think there's some on the left. Hasn't been mopped up yet. And him. But I've asked some flamethrowers to come. And, maybe they'll get her in time to finish off. Yeah, like on the left of that square, there's 3 or 4 there.
Achtung, Männer! Feindlicher Panzer!
Our tanks are gradually nobbled. All of those guys. And here's the flamethrower, just in time. So that. So down that road with the down that road with the, it's not half track, it's the Marder that we took out earlier, on the other end of the street, behind the barricade. Behind this barricade here, on the right. Watch the right hand side of the road. One of my guys facing his gun in entirely the wrong direction, as always. Yeah, on the mini map you can see it. There's a Panther tank behind the barricade, and the first right on that road, point blank, right next to us. It's just fired. At least we had first shot because its turret was slow. At least second shot. Oh god! And it did nothing. So I'm aiming at the gun. I'm sure I can disable his gun if nothing else. Gun, and he's been... doesn't seem to want to fight. Get out now. So he's hard work, this fella. Oh. He's bouncing off him. I'm using the wrong type of ammunition, don't know. That fella, I'll get him with that. You're not going to bounce that off that, are you? That's not going to bounce. It's going to smack you in. Come on, turn faster than him. Turn faster than him. Good man. No. Good man. Ah. Can't blow it up. It's got anti-tank. This is a big gun. Can't bounce that, can he? Doesn't fire it. Come on, shoot him. I got the sandbags. Can't believe it. So we better all just zerg him. I'm a bit surprised at how well this Panther's doing. He's taken a lot of licks from big guns and point blank. And he's still taking them. I mean, he's now a tank ace, isn't he? I mean, he's really punishing me. That's like all my tanks have been destroyed. I just one of his. No! No! Knackering all my stuff. I've been husbanding it for a whole game. And you aced me. I'm driving this one. Forward, pull back. I'm not really satisfied with this gun. Let's see if we can't come up with a better plan, eh? Alright, here's the plan. No, you're not the plan. Yes. This is the plan. Tank duel. Tiger versus Panther. Only one can win. Let's have a look at the ammunition. Heat. Tempted to use heat. Haven't really tried it. Don't know what it does. Might be really good. But we're just going for more traditional kinetic armor piercer. And it's a tank duel and only one can't drive. So, this is in the next corner. If I can't beat him with this, it's going to be so painful to get rid of this. There we go. Okay, tank duel. Got alongside. Shot him. Hey, pierced him. Done. Hey, I like a good tank duel. Right, I like the ones I win. Right, so we'll have a little clean up. We'll get position and we'll go in the courtyard behind him. There's another Panther just like that 5 doors down the road, further down the road. In the courtyard behind that panel, the cul-de-sac, whatever you might call it. Look, he can't push that armour out of the way. I was hoping he was just going to shunt that and carry on. No. Now we'll get all this stuff repaired, as much of it as we can. If I need to get out of the way of the road so I can drive into where I want to go. So, can't drive through, let's drive round. How's that for an alternative solution? Anything outside the box. I'm going to get him inside this square and start pressuring the infantry in there. And we've got a guy fixing up the Panther. Might need him in a minute. I'll pop him about here. I think he's got a flamethrower, this chap. If we get him... yeah, he's a flamethrower tank. So if we get him up, he'll sort out the infantry for us. But I can't advance too far because just underneath us you can see that barricade. That's where the other Panther, the one that just killed us all, is. Alright, final objective, drive the enemy out of the city. Capture the food. You know where breakfast is. I don't want to send it. I want him to get the flamethrower on the guys in the building, but I daren't move him much forward because we get shot on the side by the Panther, which is just off screen to the bottom right. I think what we're probably going to do is stick with the working tactic. We'll get him in a supporting position, but I think we'll have to stick with the working tactic, which is tank duel. Tiger versus Panther. Doesn't seem to be able to move. There's the Panther. Look, you can see his aiming has got. If I move an inch forward, he's ready. But hopefully he'll keep pointing in that direction. Look, see, he can push it. Mr. Massive Tiger can shove that out of the way easy money. That's what I thought the T-34 was going to do. But no. We're getting to the finale, guys. Before we do, please can I encourage you to click like and subscribe. Like to get me more views, and subscribe if you want to see more. There are at least 8, I think. Now I've got the DLC, there's at least 8 more episodes. And then after that I might do some skirmishing too. I might show off the skirmishes. And at the end of the month there's Company of Heroes 3, which is like a real-time strategy World War II game. Not a million miles away from this. Although slightly different, not quite, but prefer this. So I missed, or didn't miss, it didn't pop in the 88 at point blank. See if I can shoot through the wall. See if I shoot through the bricks. No, not too much. Much. I was sort of tempted to wolfpack him, to swap vehicles and go right one behind him and get him to turn the other way, but maybe later if we need to. He can take it, I can't believe it. Mortared. I think we've done it. So I'm pretty sure this is victory, and thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure. Hope to see you for the next one. See what's left alive? Not much. Bye now.